Okay, so this video is because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about AI and how the kids are using AI in the classroom and how do we know if they're really doing their work versus the AI doing it. You're not gonna know. That's the real difficult thing. They've started an arms race. I know like OpenAI just released a new AI to say whether someone has generated text from like ChatGPT or another sort of AI or if it's actually real. And the thing is, it's not even that accurate. So you're not even going to know. It's like, oh, maybe they wrote it, but honestly, it's just an arms race. AI is just going to get better. You're going to have to kind of find ways that this is a tool that everyone has available to them. This is like back in the day in school. Remember when they say, oh, you're not always going to have the calculator with you? What? We all have calculators with us. Every single one of us have calculators with us. It's like and we just now have come to terms with like now we're at that age where like yes, we all believe we all have phones in our back pocket. I think it's the startling sort of realization that AI is going to become part of all of our lives every day at work. It's not going to be a thing that we're just asking to set a timer or what the weather is or telling our Amazon Echo to buy stuff off of Amazon for us. It's literally going to be helping us do our jobs, if not doing some of our jobs for us. And the kids are the ones to realize it because they don't want to be doing their work. They want to get through it so they can go back to playing Fortnite or I don't know, do their TikTok dances. These youngins these days. Um, but it's just like this is the situation we're in. So let's deal with it, right? So one of the things that I was thinking, of course, is like back in school, I was the same way. I never really liked doing the rigors of work. Of course, I have a computer science and math degree, so everything was rigor. But I used to beg my teachers instead of having to do classwork. I said, "Would you mind if I did a project which basically hit all the points of your syllabus, and then you could give me a grade?" And some of them were really kind enough to allow me to do that after I spec'd out a project with them. So I think project-based work is going to become more and more a necessity in the classroom because we're living in a period where the AI right now can't do projects. It's going to be able to eventually, but right now it's just doing text and images. And we got to put those text and images together. And so Blabberize kind of sits in that middle space of that glue, right? So if you want to have your kids basically, or your students go off and gather the content, create the project, define it, and then glue it together, Blabberize and other sort of project-based applications can do well for that. And to demonstrate this sort of thing, I went and thought, all right, let's do a quick project using some AI. And so I went to Stable Diffusion. I'm going to move myself out of the way. And I asked it, could you make me a kookaburra in the style of a Baroque painting? And it gave me a couple really great examples. This one, look at it, look crazy. It got two eyes because it's just the AI doesn't know. But I really liked this one. And so I saved this one off. And of course, then we got to have the kookaburra say something. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, can you give me a sentence promoting the use of Blabberize in the classroom, but tell it from the perspective of a kookaburra that loves blueberries? And ChatGPT really outdid itself here. As a kookaburra who loves blueberries, I highly recommend using Blabberize in the classroom. It's a hoot to animate your words and bring your lessons to life. A hoot? Okay, that's nuts. That's nuts. It threw in a joke. I didn't ask it to do a joke. I just asked it to do that. Like it got sassy. All right. So then I went over to Blabberize and I put the image in. I select its mouth. Here, this is basically the mouth selection area. I can show you how to do that later, but it's basically just putting these control points around that mouth. So it kind of just gets this Flappy Bird sort of positioning. Blah, blah, blah. So, and then we just record it. As a kookaburra who loves blueberries, I cannot more recommend, I wholeheartedly recommend Blabberize. Blabberize is a hoot to use in the classroom to make all sorts of things talk. I flubbed it up. I bet the AI will do better than me in the future, but guess what? You get the authentic version, or I could do another take, but I'm not going to. As a kookaburra who loves blueberries, I cannot more recommend, I wholeheartedly recommend Blabberize. Okay. So there it is, Here, let's save it off. And while it's doing its thing, oh, it's already done with its thing. Let's convert to video. This is the thing, right? The future is coming fast. It's coming fast, and it's difficult to kind of comprehend how it's going to change things. Right? It's almost going to be ubiquitous in its sort of nature, and the fact that it's accessible to us at all times doesn't really bound it in the ways that we would have things bound before. It was like when we used to go to school, there used to be that sense of go to the computer lab and do X, and now it's the computers are with us all the time. Um, well,
As
there
a
it is.
kookaburra who loves blueberries, I cannot more recommend, I wholeheartedly recommend Blabberize. Blabberize is a hoot to use in the classroom to make all sorts of things talk.
This is kind of an example of that Ray Kurzweilian sort of future, right? Where like man machine are kind of like merging. Like I was assisted in kind of the content creation and creative aspect of this. And this isn't something that I think like we would have necessarily expected like maybe about like 6 years ago, right? That an AI would be able to consistently uh, be a conversational sort of partner where it'll produce jokes and intelligent sort of responses to things. And as someone who can speak from like the computer science side of it, like ChatGPT has no semblance of understanding of what it's saying. And we haven't really breached that sort of gap of giving an AI semantic understanding. It is largely a statistical process where it's producing results that it expects to be the best for the question that you've asked it, but it doesn't really understand. And it's incredible that we're able to get the result level that we are with just kind of like these small mathematical measures that don't have a true understanding of what they're saying. And I mean, we're marching towards that, but we're not there. But we're already getting results that are just startling. And this is just a very intelligent sort of reflection of the information that we have fed it. So yeah, I know. I mean, like I think this is a good conversation to have. I'd be excited to hear kind of like how folks are dealing with it. I'll be posting this video on Twitter. If you'd like to comment to it, I'd love to hear your response of like, how are you dealing with this new future that we're kind of just sliding into, whether we like it or not. I'm Mo for Blabberize. Have a good day. Hope your AIs are friendly.